Sam Oliver Lawrence, or, as his friends, few as they were, and enemies called him, Solar, was in a mighty pickle. He stood between two opposing armies, each one intent on eradicating the other with a zeal that history rarely saw. And he was holed up in a small outpost in the middle of the battlefield. As he beheld the two armies, prepared to clash over certain resources vital to their development, he couldn't help but curse his so-called friend for setting him up. "Just a little information selling," he said, he murmured under his breath, scanning every shadow for lurking assassins. "And might as well spy a little. It will be worth the money." He clenched his fist tight with rage yet stayed rooted to the spot, straining to spot any escape route. But there was no way out. The VR game Magic Unbound let wealthy top guilds hire trap crafters, enchanters and ward mages to seal off entire battle zones so tightly no soul could slip away. The cost of such layered magical barriers drained small guilds dry, yet these two powerhouse factions had unlimited gold and manpower to spare. All their greed focused on one single resource, a massive vein of unaligned magical crystal buried right beneath the outpost where Sam was trapped. Ordinary magic crystals absorbed the elemental aura of their surroundings, volcano mines spawned fire crystals, ocean veins yielded water variants. To use them for crafting or enchantments, players had to strip their innate element, which ruined purity and cut resale value drastically. This special deposit held crystals resistant to all elemental taint. For giant guilds burning through thousands of crystals daily, this mine would slash production costs and speed crafting output beyond belief. Every faction would kill to seize it, and Sam was caught in the crossfire. Sam's whole life had been a string of rotten luck. He'd brushed off Magic Unbound at launch, writing it off as another fleeting internet fad, just like countless other gamers. The game advertised itself as the ultimate virtual world, the last game anyone would ever need, yet no one took the hype seriously at first. Then streamers flooded servers showcasing its hyper-realistic systems, its open-world freedom, and within months its player base tripled, never slowing down its explosive growth. When the dev studio Future Unknown rolled out real money trade and an in-game auction house, Sam finally signed up. He bounced between dead-end jobs and constant poverty, and the chance to earn cash gaming was too tempting to pass up. But he arrived far too late. Major guilds already monopolized every trade route, mine and crafting hub across the map. Production players either chained themselves to guild contracts or starved trying to survive solo. Non-crafters dreamed of million-credit rare drops, yet nearly all high-value gear was guild-locked via exclusive crafting recipes. After scraping by on a handful of lucky monster drops, Sam surrendered and signed a guild's binding contract, lured by a friend who'd promised easy work and quick freedom. He'd only skimmed the paperwork back then, desperate for steady income. For years he acted as the guild's spy, thief and disposable soldier, bleeding and dying dozens of times on their orders. He built up a massive archive of secret game data stashed in notebooks and hard drives, even hoarding critical intel for his long-awaited escape. This final spy mission against the Crystal Mine Guild was supposed to wipe his contract clean. He had the agreement reviewed by a lawyer, solid proof he'd walk free afterward. He'd even mapped out a peaceful life with one genuine real-life friend once the job ended. Fate had other plans. He'd infiltrated the crystal-seizing guild undercover, only to discover every guild leader present had been bribed by the opposing faction. If he died in the upcoming guild war, he'd lose all skill experience and every item he owned, with zero chance of breaking his contract afterward. "Bastards," he roared. The guild elite smirked at his outburst, and a high-pitched whistling cut through the air. Sam spun around to see a massive fireball of raw magic hurtling straight toward his body. "You are dead." Sam hurled his VR helmet across his tiny apartment in a fit of burning fury. He collapsed onto his bed, grinding his knuckles open as rage boiled over, spewing vulgar curses crude enough to make seasoned sailors cringe. He dragged himself to the bathroom to splash cold water on his face, hoping to calm his spiraling anger. When he stepped back into his combined living and kitchen space, every drop of blood drained from his face. A man named Mike, his supposed closest friend, lounged lazily on his couch, slowly flipping through one of his secret intelligence notebooks. Sam froze rigid in the doorway. Mike closed the notebook, tossed it aside, and shot him a hollow, half-hearted smile. "Hello, Solar." "Mike. What are you doing here?" Sam's voice cracked with unease. Mike ignored his question, gesturing at the stacks of research littering the room. "Your intel work is impeccable. I heard what happened in the outpost battle. I'm truly sorry." Sam cut him off sharply, repeating the question louder. "What are you doing in my apartment?" Mike sighed, shaking his head like he was disappointed in Sam's stubbornness. Then his hand drifted into his jacket pocket, and Sam's blood turned to ice when a loaded handgun slid out, its barrel leveled dead at his chest. "Cleaning up loose ends."